set it down for a second. Can you shut the other light off as well? Shut this light off over here. What's up, everybody? Alright, go ahead and shut that light off. Hope everybody's doing good. I cannot see the chat right now, but give me 1 second. Hey Cusick, how are you? Welcome in. I'm inviting anybody spirit that is here in chat, any family members of people that are in the room. Can you shut off that flashlight for me? Turn that light completely off, please. So I hadn't been feeling quite the best the last couple of days, so bear with me. Okay. Move this back over here. Just waiting for them to come in. You turn that flashlight off now? You usually love the flashlight, turning it on and off. So I heard medium. Yes, I am a medium. I'm here to communicate with you guys. Anybody that comes through, I will communicate with. Are the kids here tonight? I'll go ahead and play with the pencils or the flashlight. Set one of the cat balls off. Anything you want to do. I'll reset them flashlights. Can you turn that flashlight back on? There you go. Thank you. So is Mom still checking up over here? Are you able to move that pencil at all? Can you point it that way? That'd be awesome for you to do. Yeah, go ahead and turn it. I'm gonna move this. There, you have more room over there, just in case you don't like the flame or the fire. That way you're able to do whatever you want to. The flame might scare some spirits, depending on how they ended up passing away. I do know that sometimes they don't like to communicate if a item or object. Oh wow, look at that. Did you see that pencil just turn? Question is, do you really believe in spirits? But anyway, can you move that pencil again? That'd be awesome for you to do it. Hi, Hopes. How are you? Welcome in. Yeah, we all have different beliefs, and that's okay. This is not demonic, I promise you that. I am a psychic medium. There are spirits that always hang around us. Just because you have something happen does not mean it's demonic. Just because you see a black shadow does not mean it's demonic. If you would actually look up the meaning of a white candle, you would understand. I'm not using a black candle. A white candle is used to purify the energy in a room. So please know your facts before you start running your mouth. No, this is not a ritual. People need to understand the spiritual meanings behind things instead of what you just think you know. That's the problem. You all think that you know something and you don't. Y'all don't want to take the time to learn about things anymore. You only want to understand what you believe, what society has told you. And that's where I cut the bullshit line. Sierra, yeah, I've had my experiences. I've definitely had my experiences with seeing things in the sky. I've actually got photographs on my phone of things that you just wouldn't believe. Hey, Gemini, how are you? I'm here just kind of letting the spirits do what they want to do. If any messages come across, I will go ahead and mention what they are. I'm being told that there are two boys here right now that are playing with the devices. And it's very interesting how, like, crystal clear, they will talk if they are 100% certain on a certain subject or a matter or a situation, okay? So, do spirits like the fact that humans are able to see them. Can you make that REM pod go off over there? And I believe 100% that spirits use psychics as a way to inform and communicate, obviously, but it's also a way to inform them that just because they left their physical body does not mean that they're completely gone. Their energy still can remain until it gets reused. People often wondered how this is even possible. It's all due to physics, and actually the side of physics that nobody talks about or really knows about. Um, and this is partly why I do this as well. To inform, educate, and to help people understand about the different types of energy. And it's very interesting that the do you believe in aliens thing came up on this because it just so I'm not a sponsor. I don't, affiliate anything with this person, but Casper site has a image on the screen right next to me on the computer talking about new Skinny Bob footage. So that is a alien. You'll have to look it up to see it because I'm not going to show my screen and everything like that. So are the spirits able to see aliens on the other side, or is what we think about we see them as? Hi, Carrie. How are you? And why is it that the concept of interdimensional beings can be considered okay, but wouldn't that be the same thing as a alien or another subspecies? It's still something we have to learn about. It's still something that we have to figure out and educate ourselves on. So I just don't get it. Like, I don't see how people cannot believe in spirits and ghosts and demonic stuff, but yet believe in like an alien or vice versa. So, yeah, I just don't understand that. I'm doing too. Now, the question is, if this person would have came in and been like, "Oh, have you ever had a demonic experience or anything like that?" Yes, I do, or yes, I've had. But the thing of it is you can exercise them away just like you can exercise anything else away. If you put your mind to it, you can get rid of them. If you let them into your life because you did horrible things, fix that issue that brought them in to begin with. See, people don't want to work on their past mistakes. They just want to dwell on it and keep it open. It's like an open door. When you do that, you just keep inviting things in and close that door, close that connection, close that addiction, close whatever it is that is setting you back. Spirits want a connection with you because they think that you should understand how they are and how they act and everything, but people are just so naive. They don't want to look at anything as being okay. They all want to act like it's demonic, it's demonic. No. If you are a living energy, which you are because it takes energy to maintain a physical system, and then you don't have that energy anywhere or anymore, how are you still alive? I mean, how are you still alive if you do not have that energy? You're not. You're you're dead. Does that make sense to anybody? I mean, it's like there's an energy within us all that keeps us alive. It's not because our heart decides to keep beating every minute. It's because the energy allows us to continue life. That is what energy is about. It is about continuation of life. Now, if you come in and you say, "Oh, everything's demonic," well, you definitely got a manifestation because you definitely believe in things that you should not be believing in. Period. Yes, and no, I like no, like I believe them and I don't believe them. It's kind of hard. Yeah, and it's a thing. It's about discernment and knowing what you can see and what you can't see. Just like that pencil moving on the desk right now. There's nothing here, nothing else touching it. My hands are right here. I'm sitting far enough away from the desk, right here. But if you want to believe that that's the devil or that's the demon and blah blah blah, why would you want to believe that? Why wouldn't you try to change your mind as, hey, maybe that's an angel touching it or a spirit or, like my mom, she ended up passing away within the week. I mean, just people want to believe all the negative stuff, but they don't want to believe in anything positive for themselves anymore. It's sad. It's disheartening. And this is what this channel is about as well, is bringing good back into people. There's been such a dramatic increase in negativity within people that I'm trying to break that cycle for everybody. I don't care who it is. I don't care what you've done. Come in here, express your feelings, let your feelings be known. Don't be rude about it, but let them be known. I guess what I'm trying to say is if you believe everything that you wouldn't be able to comprehend is demonic, then you are demonic. Does that make sense? Look at that pencil, Carrie. Did you just see that pencil move? Oh, you at work? Yeah. If spirit balls are on the table, you're more than feel free to set them off. More than free to set them off if you want to. It's funny because I just heard that it's BS that everybody thinks that if somebody comes back and visits them, it's a negative thing. And that's exactly what I just heard. And that's exactly why I just said what I heard. So I did a collab with Married with Paranormal, and I will be doing another one with 305 Paranormal. I just got to set up that time and that date. I'm being told that they do want to set up a live with me. So I'll keep you guys notified about it. I think it'll be cool. And I like the fact that I'm able to go on their channel and them realize that I am a very honest and open person. And I'm not going to give no line of bullshit just to get views or clicks or anything like that. So, with that being said, make sure that you guys check them out. Uh, the other group is 305 Paranormal. And then, of course, I was already on Married with Paranormal, but I will be doing another collab with him pretty soon. It was in two different locations, and that's fine. I'm able to get my experiences and my thoughts out and answer questions, and that's what I need to be doing. Making people understand, not having them think that they understand. I will be doing a segment on like UFOs and things like that, but it will take time.
Do you want something to drink?
No. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Yep. Love you.
Love you. But yeah, I think that'll be a really cool subject. I know that I've seen things. Oh, they're definitely agreeing. But yeah, I want to do something on aliens and that kind of thing again. I did one a long time ago. I don't remember what I said in it, but it'll be fun. And I think I'm going to try to start doing more questions and answers for people. Maybe not directly a psychic reading, but more of a understanding for the questions that they have. And yes, Grandpa, you can sit down. Okay? I do too. I think that people maybe don't need the experience of a reading as much as the experience about understanding, okay? And that might sound weird coming from a psychic, but I think that that's something that needs to be addressed, something that needs to be touched on. See, I could tell people about ghosts all day. You'd have some that would believe you, some that wouldn't. But cold, hard facts are extremely valuable. It's something that you can't re-question. You draining that battery? So these devices that are up here on the table, the ones that have the red light, they are to help tell where spirits are, the energy that they're picking up. That is what they are for. It's a communication, and it can be a directional type thing as well. The one on the left hand side, I did make it quiet. The one that is on the right hand side, I left alone. So there was modification to the one on the left. I only took the noise uh, attributes out of it. I did not touch anything else. That's why they still work in tandem. You see what I'm saying? Look, it's exactly what I was just saying. In tandem. You believe in aliens? Have you had any experiences or seen something that you might not quite understand? Yep, that's for sure. Politics are definitely a whole different type of alien themselves. So, what do you believe them as? In conjunction, do you think they just don't exist?
believe the spiritual world has always been there. And you're absolutely right, because there's a lot more dead than there are living. So I 100% agree with you on that statement. Thank you very much, Steve. One of the biggest questions in all time is still, how were we made? How were we put here? There's so many different other worlds out there. Why were we put on this world itself? Yes, I understand it's to sustain life. However, why would we need to modify something to be able to sustain life somewhere else? That's what I don't get. I don't understand that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's things that were meant to happen that we weren't supposed to stumble upon. And I totally agree with that as well. Now, can things have been misconstrued by what they heard? Most definitely, and they are. Do I think everything in the Bible is completely accurate? No, I do not. However, I do believe that people did hear the words of God, written them down, and perceived them in their own words and in their own thoughts, and then put it on paper. It's kind of like me. Why am I now a psychic medium, but I died 3 or 4 other times and was not a psychic medium during those points in my life, but I am now? Kind of makes you wonder. And see, the reason I'm bringing this up is because it states in the Bible as well that thou shalt not go to a fortune teller or a seer, and but yet I was not given this gift by a negative energy. I was given this gift as a natural because I've been to the other side so many times. So when you die, I believe, and this is 100% how I feel, when you leave your physical body, for the amount of time that you are able to leave your physical body, I believe you have the insight and the gift that is getting stronger each time that you end up leaving your body. Okay? Yeah, I agree with that as well. But do you guys remember hearing about the 13 leaders of the earth before God came down here on earth? You all guys remember that? There was 13 leaders, gods, if you will, that were sent here to gather people in a context of, we're going to have the North American people here, we're going to have the South American people here, we're going to have the Europe country over here, we're going to have, you know what I mean? Like, it's all split up. It's in region. So I look at it this way as well. If
science is wrong, which it is all the time, and it's actually been proven since even I was in high school. When I was in high school, they were saying, oh, only a certain amount of stars are being produced. Well, that's obviously not the case. Why are there new galaxies being made every year? You know what I mean? So the context of history books and science books are genuinely wrong. But they only teach what they want us to believe, not what is actual factual. Because it's been programmed into everybody's brain to believe, we have been outcast as a society to only believing what the higher have told us. And I'm not talking about God. I'm not talking about the spiritual side. I'm not, I'm talking about the governments and the higher people, in different countries and things like that. It's because we all been brainwashed to believe in the things that are not true. It's easier to believe something that you hear than to believe something that you had not heard or have no idea about. I'm not into Scientology at all. Mm-mm. I believe that is a whole nother direction of misinformation and a direction of, well, look at this, guys. It is a misdirection and representation of what has actually happened or is happening. Yeah, I'll definitely look into it, but like I said, I'm definitely not a Scientology person. I don't believe in um, their beliefs or what they are trying to misrepresent to people. And Scientology is fairly new. Now, yes, it kind of contradicts what I said, but the main basis of it is very non-informative. It's an occult, is what that is, and I'm going to say it flat out. People can think what they want to, but I think Scientology is definitely an occult. So was the Masonics and all that. They were all cults. They wanted people to believe and follow their own way in their own direction and their own thought. This is going to be my personal opinion. You can have your own on it, please. And but my belief is that there always has been spiritualism around,
I think the Indians ended up fine tuning it to their ability and to their advantage. Now, was it all for good? No, it wasn't. There was a lot of negative things that were created by the people that know about spirituality, and that's what ruins lives. But yes, I will definitely look into that, but that's where my beliefs are, is that the Indians, or what we call Native Americans, were the ones that or founded the spiritual side of being here on Earth and on the other side. Yes, I can. So we got the flashlight up there, also known as a torch. We got the two REM pods. These are REM pods. They pick up the energy um, that is being manipulated around the device. That's what those are used for. They can be used for communication, like when we were talking earlier about the spiritual side where it lit up blue. So when it lights up blue, there literally has to be a energy literally touching the REM pod itself, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you can get close. It'll pick my energy up, right? But the closer you get it, it detects temperature change, energy change, and it's got a 360-degree sensor in it that, well, obviously that's how that works. Um, the pencils here, they will move on their own. I do have the spirit balls up here. They do mess with them as well. They are also known as cat balls, but they work very well. Minor movements, anything like that. So if there's a tap or anything on the desk, they'll go off. Or if something decides to tap them on the top or the bottom or wherever, they will also light up. But and I do have a regular white candle that I burn. It keeps negative energy away. It does not. Um, so Wi-Fi will actually interfere with electronics. However, these devices are not that way. I've actually had my own hand touch. You remember those cameras, those ring cameras? They're like the little ring cameras. I just put my hand on top of it without even touching it, and the light would come on and it would go off. So, do I believe 100% that these devices are correct? I can honestly say no, I do not. However, I know that they do work and pick up other energy as well. Do I need these devices to communicate? No, I do not. That's what they tell me all the time. They're like, you don't need this stuff. You're psychic. Why do you keep doing this? Why? This is not for me. This is for everybody else to be able to see the manipulation between energy itself. Okay. And with that being said, any devices that I have connected in this room are ran off of 5G, which is actually a very weak signal compared to the normal Wi-Fi signal. So therefore, 5G signals are not able to manipulate any devices around. However, the regular Wi-Fi is, because it is a stronger signal. And there goes the spirit ball. And there goes the pencil. Did you guys see the pencil moving? Now let me ask you this. I know you saw that pencil moving, okay? Now the next thing is does Wi-Fi signals move pencils? Okay? When I'm psychic, I can tell you automatically things that you would not have told anybody else, which I have and which I can pick up, but I'm not doing that tonight. Um, I will tell you things that nobody else has ever mentioned, anything like that. You can even ask Carrie, my moderator for the room. I've told her stuff that she has never told anybody in her life, and she's like, "How do you know so much? How do you know?" So that is how the connection works with me. So every psychic is a Okay, so every psychic is a psychic, but not every psychic is a medium. Do you understand that? So I am a psychic medium. I talk with the ones that have crossed over, but I am also psychic and I pick up the psychic energy within individuals themselves. I had a lady that was walking by me the other day and I heard what she said in my head. And I looked at her and I said, "Were you just saying this?" And she just looked at me and her mouth just dropped. I was like, "I'm just letting you know that I heard what you were saying." And she kind of freaked out. But then I told her, about other things, about her losing her kids and everything else like that. And she 100% believed me. So I just, that's how it works for me. I'm not going to give you no bullshit line. I'm not going to say, "Hey, your dad's coming through," when he's not, or "Your mom's coming through," when he's not. So that's how I work. And that's how I keep my channel clear and clean and respective. Because I'm not going to put myself out there to make myself look bad when I'm trying to do good things. You see what I'm saying? Right. And see, I am very, I tap in because it's the energy that I feel around them. Okay. Um, I'll tap in. Like if I feel a negative energy, I try not to tap in. I won't tap in because they are able to take control and take over as well. Unless you have a strong mind like I do, I just don't allow it to happen. Now, if I hear, "Oh, this is bullshit," and that's exactly what I heard from the lady, and I said, "Ma'am," I said, "I heard this is bullshit. Were you just thinking that?" And she said, "Yes, I was." And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." And it's a privacy thing, but see, that's a big thing I am very protective on myself is I've had jobs where they're like, "Hey, I need you to tell me this, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing about that because, first of all, privacy is a big concern with everybody. And I'm not going to tell you my life when I know that you're out there doing even worse. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why would I throw my information out there for, so no, I'm not going up to people and I'm not like
what are they saying, like standing there listening to them. However, if they have a strong enough thought, I can automatically pick it up and I'll just be like, oh, okay. Sometimes it gets to the point where it's so nonchalant, I'll just walk by and think nothing of it. Hey, Leah, I don't have to call on Jesus because Jesus already heard you. How do I judge good and bad? So definitely I get a definite feeling of dread or sorrow or an emotion like you want to stay away from that person, okay? Or if there's an energy or a negative spirit that is around, I'm just like, nope, go away. And they listen for the most part. But if they don't, I try to think about other things so they don't interfere. But a lot of it has to do with discernment and figuring out what that energy wants. Is it trying to communicate saying, hey, this is how I feel because of this situation? Or is it because, oh, I'm here to hurt you? Okay. There's a big difference. There you go. Can you step back? Please step back. So all it takes is the image or impression of a person of who you're thinking about, and they know who you're thinking about on the other side. So when you are thinking about somebody, it's like them getting a text message because you're thinking about that individual themselves. And it's not going to go to anybody else because that energy that you knew them as when they were here in physical body and physical form is going to be the same energy that they leave with. Okay. So if I were to talk to, say, like my mom, I know what she looks like. I know what her energy felt like and everything like that. That is discernment. But however, if there's a spirit that comes through acting like my mother, I'm going to be like, nope, it's not you. I already know it's not you. Please go away. That is how discernment works. Knowing your energy and knowing yourself more than knowing your energy. The things that ask you the questions or ask about you the most of trying to figure who you are out are the energy you want to stay away from, okay? Spirits, good spirits, they will never judge you, question you, nothing, because they've lived this life. A non-physical human being, and I'm talking anything demonic, anything that has negativity to it, they will try to figure you out so they can take and hold you against your will. Okay? And a lot of it has to do with will. When I die, will I answer back? That's actually a tough question. I'm not going to lie. Will I answer back? Hmm. So I can kind of see where you're going with this, but my answer probably would be yes, because I know when I die, I already am gifted. I already have the ability to read and tell people about themselves. That I'll be that much more powerful. I'll be able to express to them, be like, hey, I want to leave this earth in spiritual form and then also go where I need to go, transition over
and then go back as being like a spirit guide or an angel or something like that. So yes, that's what my goal is, because I did not open up and become the way that I am now to sacrifice anything after I die. What type of respect would you like from the people calling on you for you to answer back? Okay, so the type of respect that I would expect back is the same respect that I gave everybody else. Um, my thing is I am here. I am who I am on Earth, and that's the same way I'm going to be on the other side. Now, if a person says, "Hey, I want to talk with you on the other side," it's going to depend on their credibility, how well that they understand the afterlife, everything like that. Are they spiritually in tune? Do they believe in something higher than themselves? You know what I mean? You cannot be judgmental. You cannot pretend to be something that you're not. Do you feel after you're dead you can connect with more than one human at once? Oh, most definitely. And I already know that that's the case. Okay. I already know that that's possible. Just because there is a energy around does not mean it's actually in that location. It's being manipulated. Energy is energy. However, it stores those feelings and those thoughts and those emotions and the dread and the happiness and all that. It's still energy. It is something that is here on Earth, and it will remain here on Earth. So take that as it is. It's kind of hard to explain without going into great detail about it. But yes, energy can be separated. It does not have to be at one location, and it does not have to be at another location for them to connect with you or anything like that. All right, KA, sounds good. I appreciate you being on tonight. Oh, I love them too. The questions are amazing. And like I said, I'm here to help people understand. I'm not here to delegate. I'm not here to tell you what to believe, but I am here to tell you what I hear and if it's good or bad. I am different than most mediums, as you can already tell. I am very different. I am more along the lines of helping people and not gaining. Yes, I do readings for people, and yes, I do charge, but I am here to help people and guide them to understand the spiritual side, and not only just the spiritual side, but the physical side of being a human being. Wow, look at that spirit ball. And like I said, I will say this, and I'm not trying to offend any spirits that are here, or any spirit at all. But there becomes a sense of like detachment from the spiritual world, and it's not because I don't want to listen to them, and it's not because I don't want to help them or figure things out or express thoughts or opinions or anything like that. It's because as an individual, when you become this spiritually attached, you become detached as well. It's like you cannot have both at the same time. And I've learned, even with being a psychic medium, you got to give up something to be able to continue to help somebody out. And unfortunately, that's the way I've been all my life. I've always helped others without always helping myself. Now, I do understand that that's a bad thing, but it's a better thing because it feels more rewarding when I'm able to help somebody else than myself. Hey Trip, how are you doing? Long time no see, my friend. Never felt extreme energy until I found out Bitcoin was 7 hours in front of the stock market. Yeah, you've been through the ringer, is what I've been told, bro. You've been having some things come up, Tripwire, that haven't been necessarily good from what I'm being told. So, yeah, just sit back, relax, and know your worth because it's definitely a worth problem. And you know this as well as anybody else. I am here to uh, anyways, I'm here to help everybody out, as you already know, Trip. So, back and forth in the hospital, yeah. I heard some things are definitely going wrong. And there's something definitely about a mistake coming through as well, that you made some big mistakes. Yeah. Uh huh. And yes, I can read. Um, I can read, talk with spirits. So, what's this judging thing about, Trip? Because have you been judgmental about something or someone recently? I'm being told that you have. Hmm. Yep, so Steve, I'm not going to lie to you. I already picked up that you were quite different than the average person. And I also get a feeling and a sense that you are here to gain more information and knowledge about myself than to what you're really asking. Does that make sense to you? Okay, bad situation with girlfriend. I don't know. I almost almost feel like you're here for validation, Steve, for real. Okay, let me put it in a different term. You're here for validation, not you're seeking the answers and the truth. Okay. But yes, I am able to read. I am able to hear voices. I am able to see spirits. I'm able to whatever it is. So, Steve, this is the way I feel directly about you. And like I said, I'm not going to bullshit or anything with anybody in this room. However, I feel like you are you're here because you have doubt and you have fear and you do have negativity with you as well. Okay? But anyways, I'm going to stop with the reading on you because I feel like you're here for another reason. And I'm not going to get into any readings or anything like that tonight. But yeah, Trip, spirits are still here. They're saying hi. Um, Judgment and understanding for you, Tripwire. That's exactly what I heard. Yeah, I'm definitely different than most people, that's for sure. So, Tripwire, I'm being told, why don't you leave her? Just, I don't know. Like, they're saying, why don't you just leave her? You're making the situation worse, is what I'm being told. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just telling you exactly what I'm hearing. And it could be either from your part or her part, but the situation needs to be broken. Oh, look at that. You see the flashlight flickering? Yep, look at that. The situation needs to be broken, is what I was told to tell you. I'm not lighting anything up with the torch. They play with the torch, they manipulate it, they turn it on and off, they make it blink, they make it flicker. I've seen them roll off the desk, I've seen them do all kinds of stuff. Your energy bounces with good music. So anybody's energy in here that is like you are mad or pissed off, that's exactly the way that I will feel. And I feel like it's me, but in a spiritual term, okay? It's not me, but it's me in the non physical. And Steve, yeah, for some reason I do pick up that it is a rhythmatic thing with you. Yeah, Trip, I'm being told to tell you to let it go before the situation gets any worse. And Steve, I'm also being told to tell you you are like clockwork, okay? So I don't know exactly what they're meaning by that, but I think that you will understand. And they're telling me that you are like clockwork. I don't know what they mean by that yet. I will figure it out. However, they are saying you are like clockwork. Okay, so it's a jumping in and out type thing. Okay. Yeah, it's a in and out. Like you are like clockwork with in and out. Okay. Well, that's definitely interesting. Could you speak about the experiment a little bit more? And I feel like I almost know you, or I've seen you before. In Tripwire, and seeing them actually opening up the gate for you. Um, but it's like you're standing on the outside. You don't want to go in. It's like you're afraid to move forward, and that's what I'm reading off of that. You're very afraid to move forward with things, and you're holding yourself back by not going. The door's open. It's very bright and prosperous on the other side, but you refuse to take that chance. You refuse to take that next step to reach that goal. Okay. But anyways, any more readings, guys? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do it at a different time. And if you would like an in-depth reading, I will be charging. I don't do this just for free to let you, keep asking your questions all night. So yeah, I'm gonna break that down right there. I'm gonna stay on, but I'm gonna be here and continue to talk with you guys, but not in a psychic sense. Okay. I don't want to use that much energy, make myself tired when I'm not getting anything directly from it. Yes, you're getting information and good information from me, but I'm not getting anything in return. And the way this life is about giving and receiving. And I don't want to just be the giving person. I want to be able to receive as well. Okay?
most of the patients in the hospital were hospital employees. But yeah, like always, I appreciate everybody being here and being on and sharing your experiences and opening up. That's what I like. And I will say this. This is what I heard, and I heard that this is what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to go. So this is spirit coming through. The one in here that is doing spiritualistic rituals or anything like that, this is not organic. You need to stop. You don't know what you're messing with, and I'm telling you right now, you will get hurt and you will do things that you are not wanting to really do. I had to change that from what I heard to YouTube understanding. You know what I mean? Like, you understand the YouTube violations and guidelines and everything. I'm being told to tell you to quit now. This is almost like a warning for you. So if you are a person in here that is doing this, and there is one person in here, actually I'm being told there's two of you that are in here right now that have been doing things that you should not be doing. You need to quit now. This is coming directly from me as a psychic medium to tell you to quit doing it. You are not wanted to do the things that you're doing, okay? Stop it now. I can feel it. I can feel the intent behind it. It's not good. You need to stop. They are warning me to tell you to stop directly. That's it. That was a very, very stern message. I'm being, yeah. Okay, so I'm being told directly to say stop doing it. You don't know what you're doing, and you don't know what you're messing with. You might think these things are your friends, but they are not, okay? I'm being told to listen, learn, and lesson learned. Mm-hmm. All right, I will be right back. All right, I am back. Everybody has the potential to cast, however, they don't know what they're messing with. Thank you, Carrie. You be very careful. Not you, Carrie, but I'm just saying be very careful about what you even wish on people because those wishes do come true. And sometimes when you wish something bad on somebody, why do you think you start feeling bad? Because that energy that you decided to send out came back to you as send back to sender, and they know your strength and they know your weaknesses. So who do you think they're going to go after first? The person that you actually sent that energy out to, or the person sending that energy? Think about it. It's kind of like karma, a little bit different, but it's like karma. Because the things that you wish that would happen to other people, it'll come back and bite you tenfold. Because they can sense that negative side on you, and what you're sending out is negative energy anyway. So it's easier to create an attachment to yourself than it is to actually send that energy out for somebody else. Because the cause hostility requires hostility. So be very careful. That's enough about that. So I just asked mentally, telepathically in my head if my mom was here. Mom, are you here? Light everything up if you can. Light it all up. You ain't gotta be shy. I know you weren't shy when you were living. There you go. You're sitting on the corner. I bet you heard everything that I had to say tonight, didn't you? Yep. She told me flat out there's nothing wrong with speaking the truth as long as the truth does not hurt anybody.
Trip, I'm being told to tell you that they see everything, okay? Everything you do, every wrong in your life, every right in your life. They're there, they're watching over. They know. They know things about you that you don't even know about yourself yet. It's almost as if, hi, John. It's almost as if spirits are time travelers, okay? It's a weird context, but yes. They're able to know things before you even think that something's possible. You might have psychic inclinations of things like seeing or foreseeing, like a accident, being in a certain spot, or getting a feeling like, hey, I'm going to have an accident here. That is the spiritual side coming saying, hey, yes, you are right. You are reading that right. You open up, follow direction, know that something is going to happen, and prevent it from happening. Yeah, John, what's the question? So for some reason on you, John, I am being told, don't take it the wrong way. I'm being very open and blunt with you to shut your mouth and to watch your mouth. Okay, so something you said has done something or pissed somebody off recently, and you just need to be careful. Okay, that's what that's what I'm being told. Something that you have either done, thought, or thought about. They are telling me to tell you that you need to be careful and shut your mouth. Okay, I'm not telling you that as a person to be mean. I'm telling you that spiritually, on the side of the spiritual side of them saying that you need to watch out. Okay. So, but anyways, ask your question. I'm being told very unlikely trip. They're saying that you have enough problems, okay? And then that would be one of them. Nope. And that goes back to Trip and John. Yes, it does. As shutting your mouth. Okay? Because I know exactly what's going on here. You're both very manipulative. I'm just being told to tell you guys. Because for some reason, with the two of you, I almost feel like they're doppelgangers, that you guys know each other or are the same person. And that was before the question about the back problem came out. That's why I was saying that you need to watch your mouth, John, because they know. Anything's possible, though. You have no one, but yet you have multiple personalities. It's very interesting. And they all come to light at the same time. And just so you can see what I'm talking about, go ahead and do what you need to with these two, Carrie. All right, we done what we needed to. There's not going to be any more ignorance in here. I already picked up that it was the same person before they even did that. And yeah, so. But, anyways, why do you think I said long time no see, Trip? Oh, it most definitely was. See, I knew it was all along, but I figured I'd play the game. That's why I said that it's almost like them two are doppelgangers because that's the feeling that I was getting, and that's the feeling that the spirit guys were saying as well. But I figured why not play along with it and be stupid just like they are? Oh yeah, I most definitely already knew, Carrie. I was being so sarcastic. It's funny. I don't mind being sarcastic when I have to. I don't mind being an asshole when I have to. I don't even mind standing my ground when I have to. Yep. So how was your day at work? I was told long and boring. But that's good. They're like, that helps out. So still on the boring side, huh? You know, what I find very funny is these trolls, they think they're so intelligent and so smart, but they're dumb. And if they actually would have thought about it, the the YouTube, the way that they handle things now, especially like on liking videos and not liking videos. Did you know you can't even dislike a video on YouTube now? So what's the point of really having a troll? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. But like I said, I'm not really here for the views. I'm here more to help people out and make them understand. You know what I mean? And people like that, like John, and I'm not talking married with paranormal. I'm talking with the John that was in here in chat, and Tripwire. They think that they're so clever and smart, but in reality, they're so dumb and naive. It still isn't going to change what I do for my channel. I don't understand why people would do that. Just to show their own side of their ignorance, I guess, but that is what it is. But yeah, I don't think that they ever figured that I would figure out that it was the same person. That's why I said something about the multiple personalities. You should be okay with that because you have yourself in here as more than one. So I'm like, okay. But yeah, what's funny is the spirits like messing with them just as much as they like messing with us. So the whole gate opening thing was my first reference to catching on what they were doing, or what I'm saying they because it's in two different screen names, but they is in him having more than one personality because it is a trait. Um, but yeah, the whole stepping into the door thing was should have been their first thought of, oh shit, I've been caught, because I don't ever mention anything about people holding back and being the same as who they are without taking a step forward. I mean, you know what I mean? That's when he should have knew, been like, okay, I've been caught, you know. But they wanted to play ignorant, so I played ignorant with it. Yeah, and the whole part about playing with something that they shouldn't be playing with was actually me saying, "Hey, don't play with me. I'm not here to be fucked with." They're just too stupid to realize that I was using their own energy against him. Yes, it was the spirits getting pissed off because of what he was doing. Yep, look at that. However, I played him at his own game. See, Trip I always knew was never one to really trust. That's why I made that remark as, oh, long time no see, Trip. Like almost as mocking, if you know what I'm saying. It's very mockative. But I'm glad John Tripp made those questions because I think that that would explain a lot to people. Because I was answering correctly, even though the deception was behind him. But they were very good questions. I'm not going to lie. So I want to give them a little bit of credit. And then when I said something about, oh yeah, tell me about those experiments, that was me being sarcastic as well. You can't outfool somebody like me. That's just crazy why people would even try. But anyways, I guess I'm going to get off of here for tonight. I will talk to everybody tomorrow. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to head out. Y'all have a wonderful night. Be safe. And thank you for coming in, Carrie. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to message me. Good to see you again, too. Yeah, I just needed to work on some things before I just went live again. And, you know, I think what I said today brought a lot of light into the picture. But anyways, I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. Peace out. And you've seen it on Seen from Within.